Hello everyone, I'm Mark Werber, the Director of Association Management Software. Today we have a timely topic for you, billing procedures. The billing procedures are a step-by-step process that takes you through your billing from start to finish. I'm joined today by Diane Clem and Frank Rittersdorf, our excellent trainers.
Hi everyone.
We're coming to you live from our multimedia studios here in Simi Valley, California. It takes a village to pull off these webinars, so I'd like to introduce, from left to right, Sabrina Steffen, our marketing coordinator, Mark Boatman, who turns the knobs behind the scenes, that's me in the middle, followed by Frank and Diane, your excellent trainers.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rapattoni Magic version 10 is here. Now we're up to 1.1.05. Make sure you update to the latest and greatest and take a look at all that is included with the upgrade with our release notes on our website.
And as Mark stated earlier, we are covering billing procedures today. We're going to identify what are billing procedures, how can they help you. We're going to look at how to prepare your membership for billing to make sure no one's excluded in that billing. Talk about setup. We'll actually create the billing and show you how to get the billing out there to your members. And then we will finalize everything by posting those invoices so members can pay them on IMS.
Okay, let's get started with our first agenda item. What are billing procedures? In Magic, the billing procedures is a centralized form that we use to access all the programs related to your billing process. The procedures catalog will be a step-by-step instructions that will take you through your entire billing process from start to finish. These steps can also be customized by allowing you to annotate specific instructions related to your billing needs. Let's show them where that is in Magic.
So how do we find the billing procedures? I like to do the short key. So we're going to go Alt-M for membership, A for accounting, I for billing processes, and B for billing procedures.
This is the billing procedures catalog. At the top of the screen, you'll see our customized billing procedures that we've set up. In this instance, we're going to use Frank's customized annual dues billing. At the bottom half of the screen are the steps that we're going to take to complete the billing from start to finish. Before we get started, I want to talk about a few of the buttons that assist you with the billing. On the left, the first one is a reset log. You'll notice that the procedures log has a date and time stamp and the user that ran this procedure last. Since we're starting over, we're going to reset the log. As you go through each one of these steps, you can check off the step as being completed so you always know where you're at within the billing process. The next item is View Notes. As I mentioned before, you can create customized notes, instructions, or reminders for a specific step that will assist you in processing this portion of your billing. In addition, you can go to Magic's online help. By viewing Step Help, you'll notice it'll bring up the help related to this topic. I'm on the Bill Type Charges Setup step number 5, and when we click View Step Help, it brings up help related to this topic. And another great feature of the billing procedure catalog is that when you're highlighted on a step, you can go directly to that program through the Run Program link. So whether you're generating an annual dues billing, MLS, or late fees, your success is guaranteed as long as you follow your procedures step by step. I'm going to pass it over to Frank and Diane, who are going to go through each of the steps in detail.
Okay, let's start with our cleanup, and we're going to get right into our data verification report. The data verification report is a step that you'd probably want to do before you're sitting down thinking, I'm going to go do the billing. This will help you make sure that your data is cleaned up. It'll make sure that the people that you want billed are billed, and the people you don't want billed are not billed. It checks whether offices are active, whether brokers are active, so everybody will, all the criteria matches and is included into the billing. As you can see, you can select different type of criteria, run the report, again, do it beforehand, clean up the data, then jump in and do your billing.
Once you've made sure your membership is ready for billing, you can prepare their account, so to speak, by running the Transfer Member Invoices update. What this does is for members who have transferred offices since your last billing, this will move all of their invoices that might still be attached to the old office to the correct office. You can select the billing group you're going to do the billing for, and run it in report-only mode first to verify that you've captured everyone you want to and made the corrections you need to. Then you can actually update it and also get a report from your update.
Let's review. So we talked about the data cleanup. We talked about the data verification report, checking for your members that you want billed are billed.
And we talked about transferring the members' invoices. Make sure those invoices follow the members to their new offices in case they've changed offices since the last time that you ran your billing.
Now let's jump into the setup, and we're going to go right into Magic. So the first thing you set up is the charge code table, the building blocks of the accounting portion of Magic. And if you haven't, you might have an account already creating the charge codes, but if not, you're the one that's doing it, this is where you would go. And notice that we ran program takes us right to this form. We already have a local dues charge code that we're going to use. Now, because we only have so long for this webinar, we're not going to go through every single field and every single step. We're going to try to hit the high frequency, the ones that we get the most calls on, and just kind of some reminders so you can get through. Everything else should be somewhat common sense, and we'll just kind of hit the hard to remember ones. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the special billing code. You want to make sure that special billing code matches, especially if you're going to be splitting with e-commerce. And so we're a locals dues, and our special billing code for the local dues charge is 10. If it was a state charge code, it would be 20, and if it was a national charge code, it would be 30. The billing year is another common field that we want to make sure is correct, and we want to make sure we're matching. Well, in this case, we actually are not matching. I just noticed it. So we want to change this to 2013 for our 2013 dues. If you go over on the right, you can actually click on the accumulate contribution history, so you can put your RPAC category in here, so it will accumulate history for you, as well as you want to update the billed status. This will really help you track who's paid their dues after you've done the billing. And then also, again, the memo charge. This is really for the RPACs. You want to check that box to make sure that they are not forced to pay that memo charge or that RPAC charge. They still have an option.
Our next step during our billing process is to reset our members' billed status. In Magic, a member won't be included in a billing unless their billed status is set to N for not billed. Otherwise, Magic will think they're already billed and they will not be included. So you're going to select your criteria, that being your association you're doing the billing for, what the status of the members you want to reach is, and what billing types you want to reach. Then you're going to check that box that says Change Member Billed Status to N Not Billed, and click the Update button.
Another part of the setup is the billing type charges setup. So we're going to run the program, and we're going to focus on for the members. Now, what the bill type charges setup does, it links those charge codes that you created, and it links them to the bill types that you want to bill. So you're going to put your billing group in here, and you're going to find the different bill types that you want to bill. And you're going to enter in the charge codes. As you can see, what we did last year for 2012, the DRs are being charged the local, the state, the NAR, as well as a PAC contribution. We even added a discount for them. Notice for the PAC contribution, you can add the recommended amount in the box below. And once you've done that, you want to make sure you check your work. So when you've done your step, you come back and do a step that will check your work, and that's the billing type charges report. This report will show you all the different bill types and what charge codes are linked to them. It's a great, easy to look at format that really can help you and make sure you've got everything right. If you do this, this will help you help you prevent some headaches down the line as you're trying to do your billing. Let's go ahead and review the setup.
First, we took a look at setting up our charge codes. We wanted to pay special attention to our billing codes so that it was noted in the charge code whether it's local, state, national, or RPAC. We want to make sure that the billing year is actually the year we're doing our billing for. And we want to check the box that says Update Billed Status on any dues billing charge codes. Also, we took a look at the memo charge in case this is an RPAC charge code. You want to make sure you have that memo charge box checked and the type of contribution that it is noted in the charge code, this being RPAC.
We also talked about resetting the member build status to set to not build, because remember, if a member is not set to not build, Magic will not include them in the billing. We also talked about build type setup, linking the charge codes to the correct build types. And then what do we do after that?
Check your
work. Let's go ahead and talk about creating the billing. And I've talked to a number of staff people that really almost feel like their billing is like their baby. They're trying to start it from infancy and growing it to a great billing. So the first thing we do is we create the pre-bill. Now what the pre-bill does, it takes all that setup we've done. We've got charge codes, we got build types, and they're linked. And now we got to link those build types to members, and it puts it all into a file for you. And that's what we're going to do in this process. So first we're going to do is select our build group and zoom in. Then down below, once you've selected your build group, you're going to select the categories that you want to build. Once you're done doing that, you hit done. Now let's talk about this billing period ending date. We've had a number of calls. What is this billing period ending date? And it's a little bit tough to explain clearly and concisely, so I'm going to do my best here. The billing period ending date looks to the charge code proration and the date criteria in recurring charges. It's going to determine the amount billed and whether the item will be included in the billing. Basically, in general, on a general basis, we recommend putting in the current date's date. That should definitely, for the most part, have you clear and have all your billing show the correct amounts and everybody on there. Now we're going to talk about Mark's favorite field here. The pre-bill batch reference field is a very important field. We want to make sure you have a unique reference to this pre-bill. As you probably know, some associations might have multiple people doing multiple different billings. So we want to make sure when you're going in and you're looking, whether you're calling us as support, we can kind of identify which one you're working with. Or maybe you have done a couple of them and you're having trouble, and so you got a bunch of pre-bills in there. We want to make sure we grab the right one. So it's really important to put in a unique identifier in this field. So we're going to put webinar. Basically, from there, you hit create billing, let Magic work its magic, and create that file for you. And again, we've done a step. The next step should be
check your work.
Pre-bill register will grab all the members and show according to what bill types, and hopefully have the correct charge codes linked right to them. You can randomly grab a couple of members, look at them, and see are these members supposed to be billed these charges. It's a great way to really, again, as you're going through, as you keep checking your work, it will help you in the long run when you're trying to print statements or create invoices to make sure your billing is correct and accurate. Now Diane's going to talk about our next step, which is create invoices.
Thanks, Frank. You're going to create the invoices. What that does is it's going to pull the information from your pre-billing and actually attach an invoice number to it. When you are entering your invoice date, you can use today's date. You can also use a future date. If you use a future date, keep in mind that until that date, those invoices will not show on IMS. So be careful how you date those and when you want your membership to see those invoices on IMS. Once you've established the invoice date, then you want to look at your pre-billing batches. And this is where that field that Mark likes so well comes in handy. You can identify the batch that you have just created easily by looking at that reference you typed in. So you can select your batch from there. And you also have an opportunity, if you have some batches in there you're not going to be working with, you don't need, you can delete the batch from here as well. It's kind of an easy shortcut. So now you can click on Create Invoices, and Magic will assign invoice numbers to that pre-billing batch criteria.
So I'll go ahead and check the box for the procedure log because we have created our invoices. Let's review. First, we talked about creating the pre-bill, where you want to F5 in the bill group field and select your bill group as well as the appropriate categories. We talked about that billing period ending date, that crazy billing period ending date. What should it be? Again, on a general basis, we recommend make it the current date. Most likely that will be the correct date for you to really get the data to look how you want it to look. We also talked about pre-bill register, which will check your work.
Then we covered creating invoices, paying special attention to what you want to date your invoices. And we want to make sure that we choose that date wisely because the members won't be able to see those invoices on IMS unless that date has passed.
Now let's deliver that billing. We've got our baby, let's deliver that baby.
Okay, so we're going to go to the Print Statements Invoices form from here and zoom into the statement invoice type. We're going to select our dues invoice statement type, and we're going to take a quick look at the criteria attached to that. If we want to send our billing by printing it and mailing it, we can click on the Ignore Billing Preference box and print those invoices once we've selected our criteria. And when you're looking at your criteria, usually the only thing you need to change is your statement title to make sure you have the correct billing year in there. Mostly everything else stays the same year to year for your dues billing, but take a look at that criteria and make sure nothing has changed. If you decide you want to email your statements out, then you're going to deselect your Ignore Billing Preference box and check that Email Statements Invoice box. You'll see a new tab appear at the top. Click on that tab that says Email Options and click Email and Print. We do this because that way anyone who doesn't have a billing preference of email or doesn't have an email address, they will have a printable statement that you can actually mail out to them. So everyone gets included in your billing. Select that statement type, and then Frank will take it.
And once you're in the Print Statements Invoices form, you can do a task by putting, in this case, one member name in there for the criteria, for the parameters of what you're grabbing, and you can take a look at it. The main thing you want to take a look at, though, is the activity from date and the activity through date. The date of your invoices need to fall within those parameters. So if you future dated your invoices to 10/1, in this case, they would not show up. You try to generate invoices, and it would tell you that no invoices were selected because the invoice dates say 10/1. But since we did 10/20 or 9/25, I believe, or 9/26, in this case, our invoices, our billing would show up within here. You can click on the invoice batch that you created and zoom in and select and generate your invoices.
The next step, in the case that you've selected emailing statements, is to actually email those statements out. In this form, there's a few things you want to pay attention to. Your link to IMS and your link to PDF need to be checked so that members have an opportunity when they open that email to either log into IMS and pay their invoices or to open the PDF and maybe print it for their records. Another thing to pay special attention to is that your IMS association is correct. No matter what billing group you performed your billing from, you want to make sure your IMS association is the entry point you want those members to log into. If this is not correct, they won't be able to log in or they won't be able to see the invoices once they do log in, so make sure that's correct. You have buttons to the right that are where you're going to type in the title of your email, the subject, and also the brief message you want to give them, the message you want to appear prior to your links. The bottom portion of the form is where your batch information is going to be. This is going to be a list of the members that are included in your billing. What we recommend is that you send a test email to yourself, and you do that by copying that first email address and typing in your own email address over it once you've saved the member's address. And then go into modify mode and click send to recipient. A copy of that email will be sent to you, and you can test your links and you can view the PDF from there. Once you're finished, remember to put your member's email address back in the form.
Let's review. First, we talk about printing statements. The first form in the advanced setup, we talk about the different formats. And the first one is print format, where you ignore billing preferences so that you can print out all the hard copies. Again, once you're on the print statements form, you want to make sure you check your dates. Make sure your date of your invoices fall within the from and to, or the through and to date parameters. In the email format, you want to make sure you uncheck the ignore billing preferences and check the email statement invoice box. A new tab shows up with email options tab where you can email and print. Again, check your dates so that the date of your invoices fall within the date parameters on the form, as well as check your directory. Make sure it's going to your IMS server webs reports.
Another option to deliver those emails is by email. To deliver those invoices is by email. Make sure that you look at those boxes and check the ones for email display options. Look at that association field for IMS. Make sure that's the correct link so members will be able to actually see their invoices and log in. And keep your messages in your email short and sweet. Remember, it pushes those links down into the body, below the body of the email, so that if members aren't reading their emails all the way through, they might miss those links if your message is too long. And remember to send a test email to yourself so you can tell how the email looks and also test your links to the PDF and login screens.
Now let's finalize this process. The last step we have here is post the invoices to the AR. As you click on the Run Program, you're going to see our invoices batch here. And all you have to do is hit Post Invoices. And once again, magic will work its magic and post all the different invoices to the members AR. Once you check that, you are complete. Let's review. First, we talk about posting invoices to the AR. Remember though, they must be posted for the members to see on the IMS. So this is a step that must be done. And once you've posted them to the AR, you can now apply the different credits. And from there, you can look at your members like this nice bulldog and say, did you forget to renew your membership?
So in summary, we covered what are billing procedures. Mark gave us a great definition of what the billing procedures are for and how they should be used. We looked at how to prepare your membership for the billing to make sure everyone's included by using the data verification report. We also looked at setup, the importance of the different fields in the charge code form, and also how to set up your charge codes and bill type charges so your correct members get billed the right way. We went over how to create your billing, create a pre-bill, and get that billing out to your membership using printing or emailing. And then we finalized our billing procedure by posting those invoices so they then become live and they can be viewed on IMS and they will appear in the members AR.
And now it's time for our question and answers section of.
So give us a moment while we take a look at some of the questions you've asked.
Okay, here's a question. How do I insert a step to existing procedure or create a new procedure from scratch? That's a great question. The procedures should already exist in your system, and the procedures are usually set up with the assistance of a Rapattoni support staff. These procedures are tailored for your unique needs, so if you need assistance with inserting steps or creating a brand new procedure, please contact Rapattoni support, and any one of our excellent support representatives should be able to help you.
Here's another question. If you use the email invoice option, does magic run through your Outlook email outbox? And if so, is there a limit on how many invoices are sent out?
Very good question.
Yes. Actually, they do not run through the Outlook. They actually run directly through your email exchange server. And regarding to limits, you probably would want to talk to your email tech person within your association because everyone's limits do vary. Is the email print option only available to IMS customers? The question to that is, or the answer to that is no. It's not only available to IMS customers. There is a way that you can email them out. It does take a special setup, so definitely call your Rapattoni support, and we can try to help you with that. Can I send out invoices via email and then do a hard copy mail with the same billing? And the answer to that is yes.
You can.
You can actually go through the email billing process like we showed you. Then you can go back to the print statements and select Ignore Billing Preference and run the print statements from there, and they will print off as hard copies. What happens to the returned no good emails? Well, that would be something that you'd want to check with your email tech person. They would probably look at the BLAT logs and see what was happening on that. You probably then would want to call those members, update the emails, and so that you can have an accurate one, so the next billing, it would actually reach to your members.
Let me just clarify that answer.
Yeah, thank you.
So a previous question was, how are the emails sent? And they're sent directly through the Exchange server, not your personal email, but through the Exchange server on your network. Any email that is rejected, because the email address might be incorrect, you would get, the Exchange server would get an undeliverable message. So your network administrator, or as Frank indicated, whoever managed your Exchange server, should have a log of all emails that were undeliverable. And then you can print out that report. And within Magic, there's a utility where you can actually look up the member by email address and then communicate with them to get a correct email address.
We also have another question about, can they get a copy of the procedures? So I wanted to take them really quick to Magic. Yes. You can notice we're looking at the procedure catalog now, and you can hit print procedure log here, and this actually will print a copy of the procedure log. So if you do like to do it from paper or hard copy, you can do that as well. Okay. I think we're going to go ahead and move on from there. We've got lots of exciting, yes, great. A lot of exciting stuff here. And now it's time for your Rapattoni Wrap Up.
We've received lots of interest about our integrated website services. Integrated website services is a content managed website that seamlessly integrates Rapattoni's family of products. Those products are Internet Member Services, Secure Logon, Single Sign-On, and Rapattoni MLS. If you have any interest or want to learn more about integrated website services, we recommend that you contact Rapattoni Sales Department. They can give you all the information you want and even provide you with a personalized demo.
What a great way to pull together all of the products Rapattoni provides and make them accessible through one place.
I really like the articles. You can have Power members post articles right on the website, and all your members can read those articles. It's a really great. I saw a little bit of this. This is really cool. Really cool.
Very exciting stuff.
Hey, check us out on Facebook and Twitter. We have the Facebook updates, product announcements, videos. We like you, so like us on Facebook. Also, take a look at, check out Rapattoni News on twitter.com @Rapattoni. Tweet, tweet.
To view past and future webinars, as always, and to register for upcoming webinars, please visit our website at www.rapattoni.com. Click on Support, Magic, Webinars and Training Videos, and you will see a list of all past webinars as well as webinars that are scheduled in the future. If there are any questions that you have unanswered after that, you can also click on Support, Magic, and Magic Resource Articles. You can type in a topic and search for any additional information you may need by visiting our resource articles.
Ooh, and our next Magic webinar will be held on October 31st. It's a Halloween presentation.
It'll be spectacular.
Oh, yes, our late fee billing is another timely topic. Because now once you've done the billing, you get all these guys are not paying, or these women not paying, we gotta post those fees on them. So not only will this presentation go through the steps for a late fee billing, but it will touch on the unique setup as well. Make sure you dress up for this presentation. Hey, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next month.
See you next month.
Thanks very much.